the priest's food that was consecrated and holy and only for the use of the priest himself. And if you go back and you read Abiathar's account of it, there was some discourse and there was some talk about it, but ultimately the priest relented, and the priest relented and decided that the hunger had precedence over the sacredness of the bread.
This is the potter's touch.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, in the invincible name of Jesus Christ. I hear people talking about faith, faith, faith all the time. But the real truth of the matter is your faith has to be demonstrated in your behavior. Faith is substance, it's not concepts. It's substance, it's not ideology. It's substance, it's not figurative, it's literal. It's flesh and bone, meat and teeth, it's action. I want to stretch your thinking, your perception of faith, and what God is able to do through you and in you. Are you ready for this? As we go into the Word of God, I believe that God is going to bless you in a supernatural way to understand another level of the demonstrations of faith. Take a look at this and get ready to be blessed.
The Bible says no man has seen God at any time, but Christ is the expression of God. He is the demonstration of God. And the Bible breaks it. We beheld the wonder of his glory, the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. We saw the Word in demonstration. Now, the Word is being demonstrated in the life of Christ in a way that is contradictory to how it is being demonstrated in the life of the Pharisees. But the biggest part of the contradiction is based on aggravation. Because when people don't like you, everything you do comes up under trial. I'm not sure, but it sounds like somebody knows something about what I'm talking about. Now, we are in a situation where they begin to challenge him, and they challenge him on several issues. Their aggravation is the catalyst that leads to the accusation. The Pharisees were actually following Jesus to dog him, to attack him. Isn't that interesting? Can I pause there for a minute? I have always been confused why people follow people that they don't like. Little antagonistic voices in a crowd, in a church, in a family. It's as dumb as marrying somebody you don't like. Why would you date somebody you don't like? You don't like me, why are we going out? Now, I might have a fairly elementary understanding of life, but in a free country where you go wherever you want to go, if you don't like the coffee at the Mr. Coffee Shop, go to Starbucks. Don't start a fight in the lobby of Mr. Coffee Shop just because you don't like your coffee that strong. But some people follow with a cynical attitude, and they will loyally follow you and talk about you and criticize you and won't miss a service. I think I'm just talking. To me, I think, why don't you just miss this Sunday? Take a Sunday off. In fact, take a month off. Go ahead. Why would you make both of us miserable? I mean, it's not that Jesus is following the Pharisees. It is that the Pharisees are following Jesus. You'd be surprised at the people who follow you. Oh, you don't hear me. Come right to your house, sit right down on your table, find you on Twitter. I didn't find you, you found me. Got on Facebook and looked all night till you found me. I'm just confused. They are following Jesus. They're harassing him, aggravating him. You don't like Jesus, leave him alone. Why do people follow people that they disagree with, or that they hate, or that they're cynical about? Is it not that they are envious of their influence? There's something to think about. Jesus was gaining influence. And this whole debate is on the demonstration of faith. Because what they are saying to them, let's go back and look at it, because I want to be sure you get this. He says, and the Pharisees said unto him, behold, why do they on the Sabbath day that which is not lawful? And the first, number one, this was the first thing that leaped out at me about it. Jesus wasn't eating, his disciples were. So why are you up in Jesus' face? Now, underline the first 4 words. Have ye never read? Because that was one of the big problems. Their ignorance, their dependence on that which is oral, their unwillingness to be astute, the withering intelligence of leadership creates crisis amongst people. So Jesus challenges them, not did we do it, not did we eat it. He doesn't debate whether it's threshing or eating or what. He just asks them, how ignorant are you? I love the Lord. Yeah, he says, have ye never read? Now, the Pharisees did believe in the written law, but they also believed in the oral law. But the challenge here is this. If you're going to attack me for breaking the law, have you never read? Now, have ye never read? Touch your neighbor and say, have you never read? Or are you, I caution people, the one thing I did caution people about watching the Bible, I cautioned the preachers about preaching from what they watched. Because this is entertainment taken from scriptures. It's not for edification, it's for entertainment. And so when we stand for edification, we can't use entertainment as the source for our edification, because entertainment will add things and move things around to create an atmosphere. And if you use that as a stimulus for your discussion, somebody's going to jump up and say, have ye never read? Okay. So you must understand that when Jesus brings up have ye never read, he is asking them to balance their theology with practicality. He is not saying that they have never read anything, but he is asking them, how practical is your faith? Now, let's see where we're at here. Let's see. Have you never read what David did when he had need and was hungry? He and they that were with him. And he's using this as an illustration that they should know. How he went into the house of God in the days of Abiathar, and what did he say? And Abiathar the priest, and did eat the shewbread. Not corn. He ate the priest's food that was consecrated and holy and only for the use of the priest himself. And if you go back and you read Abiathar's account of it, there was some discourse and there was some talk about it, but ultimately the priest relented, and the priest relented and decided that the hunger had precedence over the sacredness of the bread. You see, what I'm trying to say is sometimes church people are more religious than God. And I'm wondering, do you demonstrate your faith by how religious and how contemptible you are, or do you have the sense to balance need against religion?
Still to come on The Potter's Touch.
He says, you are the validation of the authenticity of the accuracy of my ministry. He says, you are living letters, epistles, read of men every day. And I'm just asking you, if you are a letter read of men every day, how do you read? My mind may be distraught, my body may be racked with pain, my enemies may surround me, but God, I still believe you. If I can have my little prayer time with him in the morning, I don't care what happens that day, I walk out the door armed and dangerous.
For helping us reach others with your gift of any size, you'll receive Radical Faith from the Unbeaten series on CD. Just write us, visit our website, or call 1-800-BISHOP-2. And when your gift is $70 or more, we'll give you all 5 Unbeaten messages on DVD as well.
I know who I am, I know where I am, I know whose I am, and I know when it's all over, I'm going to get the victory.
However, when your gift is $125 or more, we'll also add the book Tree of Life Psalms, offering hope and healing in the Hebrew Scriptures, along with a beautiful faith candle.
This time is not going to be like last time. The fight is on. But for the priest, and gave also to them which were with him. And he said unto him, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Interesting thing, it's a very Orthodox Jew, had been living about 70-some years, had always kept the Sabbath day, and he was talking to a friend of his, and the friend said to him, said, I'm just so impressed at all of your life for 70 years, you have kept the Sabbath. And the Jew said, oh, you don't understand. I haven't kept the Sabbath. The Sabbath has kept me. I want that to sink in. I have not kept the Sabbath. The Sabbath has kept me. I am not made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath is made for me. I am not serving the laws of God. The laws of God are serving me, protecting me, helping me, keeping me out of trouble, advising me, saying if you go over here, it's gonna make your life worse. If you do this, it's gonna make your life more difficult. It's teaching me to be temperate. It's teaching me to be moderate. It's teaching me not to go to extremes. It's saying, don't go into that, you're gonna get into trouble. Be not drunk with wine, be sober. It's not that I am serving the text is serving me. Come on, stay with me, stay with me. God doesn't say no to be mean, he's saying no to protect you. I didn't tell little Johnny not to run out in the street with the tricycle because I didn't want little Johnny to have a good time. I told little Johnny don't go in the street with the tricycle because I didn't want little Johnny to be dead. So God's laws are not there so that to restrict you from living, but to protect you from living. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. But people who take his word and use it to attack and violate you don't understand that the word is not there for you to serve the principle. The principle is there to serve you. God didn't mean for you to use it as a stick to hit me in the head with. God meant to use it as a fence to protect me because I was the priority. He sent the law to serve me. Oh, y'all are doing. That's a hairline crack, but can you think deep enough to understand that? So when God says don't, it's not so that you can serve the principle, it's that the principle is there to serve you. Thou shalt not commit adultery. It's there to serve you. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. It's there to serve you. Trying to keep you from guilt and shame and worry and adversity. It's not just you serving it. It is it serving you. That is the difference, one of the differences between how the Pharisees saw the law and how Jesus did. And Jesus says, have you not read that in a crisis, in an emergency, when David and his disciples were hungry, God relaxed the standard to feed the men because the men were more important than the bread. What does God care the most about? The corn or the disciples? Could it be possible that we have not prioritized our faith in the right perspective? Could it be possible that we have persecuted people with scriptures that were meant to heal and help and restore and strengthen people? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Just something to think about. Could it be possible that we are Pharisees? Could it be possible that we major on the minor and minor on the major? Could it be possible that we criticize other people's sins and hide our own? I'm just asking. See, I'm asking you, how do you demonstrate your faith? If Paul says, and Paul says this in Romans, and he comes from a Pharisaical background. The Pharisees claim to be for the common people. They had all these rules and regulations. Of course, Paul counted it all as dung that he might win the excellency of the knowledge of Jesus Christ. Paul says, I have no need of commendations from you. I don't need you to validate me. You don't have to write a letter to say I'm okay. And he said, I don't need commendations to you. I don't have to show you credentials. He said, those that have been blessed by my ministry are living epistles read of men every day. You see? Now, see, in other words, let the work I've done speak for me. So he says, you are the validation of the authenticity of the accuracy of my ministry. He says, you are living letters, epistles, read of men every day. And I'm just asking you, if you are a letter read of men every day, how do you read? If I am reading your faith in your behavior, could I be introduced to the personality of Christ by how you interact with people? Or is your letter a fraudulent misinterpretation of a mighty God? Are you the kind of letter that seeks occasion to attack Or are you the kind of letter that says, those boys are hungry? That's what the discussion is all about, okay? Now, the fight started in the field. The fight started in the field. Say that with me, the fight started in the field. The fight started in the field. The fight started in the field. And then Jesus went into the enemy's camp. Satan and Jesus fought in the wilderness. The fight started in the field. If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down off this mountain. If thou be the Son of God, turn this stone to bread. Somebody say the fight started in the field. The fight started in the field on neutral territory. That's exactly why God came to earth in the first place, that he might destroy the works of the devil. The fight started in the field. Cast him out of heaven. Fight started in the field. Somebody said fight started in the field. But then Jesus, who allowed the fight to start in the wilderness after 40 days of hunger, fought the devil on an empty stomach in the field, prevailed against him, saying, hast thou not read? Now carries the fight into the enemy's territory, goes to a cross, goes down into hell, and fights the devil in his house. Somebody say, you in the house? That's what 3 and 1 introduces to us. The fight has moved in the house. And he entered again into the synagogue. Now, he has come right on the Pharisees' territory. The fight started in the field. Now he's come on the enemy's territory, right where he was the most controversial, to continue the fight behind enemy lines. Lord have mercy. He says, I'm not just Lord in the field. Somebody say the fight started in the field. He said, I don't just need to be on neutral territory to show you that I am Lord. He said, I will come in your house. I'm old school, mother, back when they were singing, what a mighty God we serve, what a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. That's why we call him a mighty God, because he doesn't have to be on neutral territory. He says, I'll come in your house and still be Lord. I'll come with all your buddies wrapped around you, with all your support system, and all of your friends rolling your eyes at me, and I'll still demonstrate who I am in your house. What a mighty God. Oh, I feel a praise coming on. I feel a praise coming on. He said, I'm not just God in church. He said, I'm God in the courtroom. I'm God in the unemployment line. I'm God in the boardroom. I'll come right in the hospital, right on the cancer ward, and walk in the room and say, I'm a healer. I don't need preachers, choirs, oil. I don't need synagogues, pews, sanctuary. I'm God wherever I show up. And he entered into the synagogue. Say that. And he entered into the synagogue. Can't you see the devil saying, uh-oh, here he comes? Or lift up your head, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting door, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty. Lift up your head, O ye gates. Or in other words, uh-oh, here he comes. I say this for the person who is surrounded by demonic influence, up under attack in your life, and you've been sitting around thinking you're going through it by yourself. We have a God who will walk through the door, come right in your house, step right into your situation, and he entered into the synagogue. Touch 3 people and say, here he comes, here he comes.
I'll be right back with you after this.
My mind may be distraught, my body may be racked with pain, my enemies may surround me, but God, I still believe you. If I can have my little prayer time with him in the morning, I don't care what happens that day, I walk out the door armed and dangerous.
For helping us reach others with your gift of any size, you'll receive Radical Faith from the Unbeaten series on CD. Just write us, visit our website, or call 1-800-BISHOP-2. And when your gift is $70 or more, we'll give you all 5 Unbeaten messages on DVD as well.
I know who I am, I know where I am, I know whose I am, and I know when it's all over, I'm going to get the victory.
However, when your gift is $125 or more, we'll also add the book Tree of Life Psalms, offering hope and healing in the Hebrew Scriptures, along with a beautiful faith candle.
This time is not going to be like last time. The fight is on.
When will I sleep good at night?
When life gets hard and tough and you feel like you're at the breaking point, there's something about being at that point that instead of going under, you go over.
When will my marriage have the love back?
Your baby is coming. The question is, do you have the strength to back down and deliver?
When will I have real peace?
God said in times past I winked at it, but I'm not winking at it right now. You got to get right about that, because where I'm getting ready to take you this year, you got to trim your wick so you'll be lit up and ready to go. Cut it back! Cut it out!
It's over. When will my smile be real? These are the questions that plague the souls of men in silence. And the answers to those questions, they're in this message. The message is, it's all good. It is all good, even when it don't feel good. I wish I could stay with you on this. There's so much more I want to share with you. I hope you get the series, because there's some information that I believe unlocks portals and windows to blessings and healing and restoration. But I'm out of time. I got to go. I will tell you this. I am praying for you and with you. I know what it is to have to climb a hill barefooted, dirt in your fingers, and asking God to bring you through. I know how tough life can be at every turn, but I also know something else. You'll win if you don't quit. Now may the Lord bless you and strengthen you, build you up and fortify you until we can meet again. Know that I am praying for you. I'd love to hear from you. Your words of encouragement, your planting into this ministry gives me the ability to do what God has called me to do. Let me hear from you. Maybe that is an act of faith for you. Sow a seed and watch God prove himself in your life. Better obey him. Be blessed.